Good evening and welcome to another edition of the McGraw Report. I'm Harry McGraw, your host, and today we have another exciting guest on our show. One of our favorite sons of Chicago, Mr. George Blakemore, is back again joining us on the McGraw Report. He's going to be talking about some of the issues going on in the African American community and what is happening with our leadership. Why are they so quiet while all these things are going on? And we're going to bring up a lot of subjects and get your input, Chicago, on what should be done about some of these issues. So give us a call, 312-738-1060. Now, first of all, I want to say thank you so much again, Mr. Blakemore, for coming back on the show.
Thank you for having me,
I really appreciate it. This is your second time with me on the show, and we really enjoy having you. You were with us in the last studio. We were back on Green, and now you're here at the new studio. What you think about our new studio?
I think it's the state of the art, and it's wonderful. It's so different.
You like it?
Yes, I do. I like the interior of it, and it just seems like it's going to be a pleasant experience for everyone who comes down to CAN TV. And thank you for inviting me, sir.
I'm so happy to have you. And, the McGraw Foundation likes to call on Mr. Blakemore time and again to kind of pick his brain and get his opinion. He's one of those outspoken voices in Chicago. You'll probably see him at anything from a city hall meeting to a water reclamation district meeting and several other meetings throughout the city and state, where he's one of those people that's a champion for our people, champion for the city, and we just enjoy having him around and getting his opinion. But Mr. Blakemore, I want to get right into some of the things that's been going on recently in 2017. Since we talked last, we had a black president. Remember, we had Barack Obama. Now we have Donald Trump. And a lot of things have changed since then, And right now, there's a lot of things going on around the country when it comes to hidden agendas, people having different things going on. And I just want to show a clip by clip of some of the things that we feel may be happening, and then I'm going to get your opinion on some of it. Okay, so just hold tight 1 second.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Body parts. They've been selling body parts. That's old. That's not new. That's why black people don't like to go to hospitals. They go to get their toes clipped, their fingernails clipped, and they wake up and their foot's gone.
They've been utilizing the organs of black people for years, the organs and the body parts and the members of African American people, and that goes back to George Washington. There's a long time myth that George Washington had wooden teeth. We've heard that myth growing up in school. The reality is George Washington did not have wooden teeth, because common sense will tell you you can't put wood in your mouth, it gets wet, and wet wood is useless. What George Washington did, he had the teeth of his African slaves yanked out of their mouths, and he made dentures out of these teeth. And they're on display. His dentures are on display at museums right now. And that just goes to show the history of African people having our bodies mutilated and our members disfigured and mutilated for the betterment and benefit of the dominant society.
In America, at least 2,500 black people go missing every year. At least. Never to be found again, not killed enough, you just don't find them again. Why doesn't that number ever go down? How can you constantly have the same amount of people? Are you trying to say the same killers go out and murder the same amount of people every year? No. Somebody is taking black people off the street. There's been stories on this. Kidnapped by the government, kidnapped by organ traffickers.
Drive-by shootings is organ stealing.
I'm worth $50 million and I need a kidney. And kidneys are pretty sensitive. You gotta find somebody who really got the kidney that matches yours. You think I'm gonna wait till somebody die for me to get one? If I don't get one soon, I'm gonna die. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay somebody to go research people. Okay, let's go look at all the black organ donors. Let's look at all the black people who got organ donor on their driver's license, which is why I'm not a friend of that. I say, if you wanna donate your organs, put it in your will. Say that if I die, this could go to my family, my relatives, my friends, or whomever. But when you put it on your license, I believe you make yourself a public target. And so what did they find? We got a guy in Los Angeles. He has the same blood type as you, same kidney type as you likely. He healthy though. He ain't likely to die no time soon. He don't know you, so he ain't gonna give you no organ for free. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna arrange a murder that makes it look like he was in a car accident. We're gonna arrange a murder that make it look like he committed suicide. So the next thing you know, you coming out the gas station, boom, you get hit by a Mack truck. You dead, gone. You get taken to the funeral home. Your family come to the funeral. They don't know that before your body got laid to rest, a little hole was poked and they pulled your kidney out.
A lot of people don't know.
Okay, that was a clip talking about some of the issues concerning black lives coming up missing in this country. As some of you may know, there's been a lot of talk about 14, 15 different cases of missing young ladies in Washington, D.C., and this whole phenomenon of people coming up missing throughout the country, and nobody seems to know where they are or what happened to them. And I just want to kind of get the opinion of you, Chicago, as to what's going on out here. And it seems to be overwhelmingly black people that are being affected by this, Mr. Blakemore.
Yes.
And so what I want to do is, put it open for discussion. If you want to give Mr. Blakemore a call, give him a call, 312-738-1060. So, there's a lot of systems out here, Mr. Blakemore, that affect black people in particular. That's just one of many. And I know when we talked earlier today, this situation with the property taxes, you feel is another system that's going to adversely affect African Americans. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, but I enjoyed watching that presentation about using black people's organs and body parts. Now, a lot of times, even when one is associated with a gang crime, when you're poor, they carry you to the county, they carry you to the hospital. During that time, I'm suspecting that they too take these body parts away in these hospitals. And it's a history. We only have 1% or 2% of our medical schools, like Harry, Howard, that blacks are going in the field of medicine as doctors. So we're at the mercy of other people, Indian doctors, Arab doctors, Filipino nurse, and our people are at risk. And when they go into these medical places, they're shot, poor, they say gang bangers, but right then they take their body parts.
That's right. It's like a person could be in shock.
Yes.
My son just got killed, my daughter just got killed, whatever. They're not thinking that while that is going on, they have to get a release from the coroner's office in order to get the body.
And you have to pay for a lot of this investigation. And when you're poor and when you're black, you at risk. So Black Lives Matters because they can get cheap body parts. And they kidnap you. And a lot of times they say drive-by shoot, but it was gang-related. How do you know it's gang-related? It could be a hate crime. It could be Ku Klux Klan members coming by and just shooting. So, and it'd be very little investigation. If there was white women being killed, they would have all kind of FBI and people around finding out about this serial killer. But since there are black people being killed, black life in America, does black life really matter? If so, does it matter to black people? Because poor leadership when it comes to Black Lives Matter, when it comes to that taxing. Now, I think this is supposed to go on in June. Now they put it back to April, that you have to pay your year 2015 taxes. Well, we know we got to pay taxes. But people, little poor people, they say, well, I got April, May, June. I got about 4 more months to get my money together. They went down in Springfield and changed the law. And these old political hacks in the city council, black and Cook County board members, they're saying it was changed in Springfield. We didn't know it. You should have known it. You got representatives. Every district, county district, have a representative down in Springfield. Every alderman have a representative in Springfield. The city has a lobbyist that go to Springfield. The county has a lobbyist that go to Springfield. All of a sudden, they're going to have a meeting. About 2 days ago, they're going to have Jesse Jackson up there saying, what can we do? We are reacting. Our people are supposed to be people of action. So if Black Lives Matter, this is a way of stealing black property. They have charged the interest fees up to 18% now. Okay, when these scavengers can come and bid on your property, you're going to have 2 years to pay, and then the interest is higher. This is a way of stealing property from black people. This city going to be like a San Francisco. It's going to only be rich white that's going to be able to stay here. But what happened? These poor whites are leaving the city also with taxation. All these old aldermen been around a long time. They sold the streets out. So there's no cookie in the cookie jar. They stole the money. So they going to play on black. The Democratic machine or the Republican. But both of them at risk of stealing.
George Blakemore is our guest on the McGraw
Both
Report.
of them are no good.
George Blakemore is our guest on the McGraw
Now,
Report. Give him a call.
Give me a call, and if Black Lives Matter and they got that, what's going on now, sanctuary city, that's a negative effect that it has on black people. Black people are citizens. They was enslaved in America. They were not immigrants. Now you bringing over another group that got to compete for goods, jobs, contracts, and services, even in the schools. You don't have no money, but you got money to educate illegal children. When you go to Cook County, I went out to Cook County Hospital and say, Mr. Blakemore, you're going to have to pay an $8 charge for your lotion. I had a rash. Well, why do I have to pay $8? And there's an illegal immigrant. He's there. He's getting his free.
Hold that
I'm
thought.
not going to subsidize him, and I'm a U.S. citizen.
Hold that thought, Mr. Blakemore. We have a caller on the line.
Thank you.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the McGraw Report. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what do we do
About what, sir?
about all these atrocities, about all the atrocities that Mr. Blakemore is talking about?
Okay. Well, I do know that Mr. Blakemore has been a very animated person about it, but I think the black leadership is where we start.
Okay, sir, I'm glad you answered this question. Well, what we keep doing as black people, we keep voting for the Democratic machine or the Republican machine. But a long time ago, somebody had an idea of a party, a three-party system. The black people should organize, have their own party, and they can have their own representative down representing them, because the way it's going is not working for black people. The federal government have gotten out of public housing. No more public. And mixed housing, they never did. They not mixed it. They never let these people come back when they tore them down. So we cannot continue down this same road of these Democratic machine and our black political hacks. It's time to get them out. They are not serving you. They are serving other people. So they're getting paid, but the community is not working. We have business people. The old way back then, you would have black business. You don't even have black business. Everybody moves in to to take advantage of black people. They got Arabs come, Chinese come, everybody come in your neighborhood to make money. If you spending money with them, you got to go back to basic. Spend money with each other, help each other. Everything Mr. Blakemore have on, he done bought from a white man. Our people don't produce nothing. We don't even want to go to our own restaurants. They got all that McDonald's and whatever, these fast food restaurants. Those are not owned by black people. Black people own, the ancestors have set a good example for us. Just look back and move forward, because they had something, black banks. They had black dealerships, car dealerships. They had that.
Okay, Mr. Blakemore.
They had it.
We got another caller on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, I don't think it's so much they want to come in our communities and do things. We let them come in our communities and do what they want to do. We have become people who don't want to do nothing.
That's right.
Not one single thing. We want everything to be handed to us.
That's right.
Pretty soon we're going to ask the master, please, can you come in the house, dress us and feed us, and tell me what I need to do today. So don't blame nobody else. Every day is accountability. Turn around and find the mirror. You can't find the mirror, look in the water and look at yourself. And that's the reason why we are what we are right now.
All right. And
go ahead.
Okay, and also when it comes to raising and disciplining our children, the government will tell you can't hit a little Keisha, a little JJ. But the government gonna take them and put them in an institution or put them in a home where they won't get tender, loving care. And then my father told me, I'm gonna beat you, and before the white man beats you. I'm feeding, clothing, and sheltering you. You belong to me. The government have come in, like you said, sir. They come in, and we don't want to take possession of nothing and be accountable. That's your daughter. That's your son. He lives in your house. You feed, clothe, and shelter him. So if you feel like you want to discipline him, don't let no bureaucracy, no government tell you, well, don't. You do it. Because you're the one, when they end up in jail, the government, you watch government. The government brought us over here as slaves, enslaved people. And that same government is using us. And we got to look, like you say, in the mirror and be accountable for our behavior. Now, black leadership, you don't want to get rid of them. You should. You should get rid of them. They're not helping you.
We got another caller on the line.
Thank you.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the McGraw Report. Go ahead.
Mr. Blakemore, I'm sorry. I really wanted to get some information from you where I could probably get in contact with you because I've heard everything you were saying and I agree 100%.
Okay.
If I can be the first guy to come down to try to help.
Let's do this. Why don't you, we're going to have our phone technician take your phone number. Why don't you call back and give the phone tech your information, and we'll make sure that Mr. Blakemore gets it. Mr. Blakemore is our guest on the McGraw Report. He's our special guest on our last show of the season, and of course we say the best for last. Give him a call, 312-738-1060. We're talking about the black condition in America, why we are the way we are, what's going on with our leadership, and what we need to do about it. We want you to get involved, Chicago. Give them a call, 312-738-1060. Now, Mr. Blakemore, you said something about this 18% interest on the taxes. What's that all about?
Well, when if I don't pay my taxes on April the 3rd or whenever that deadline, where they used to have a lower interest rate. Now the interest rate, the scavengers can come in, buy your property, and now they have gone down to the lobbies to your black elected officials and allow them to raise that interest
to keep you from getting it back.
From getting it back.
Okay, we got another caller on the line. Caller. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Hello.
caller. Yes.
Hi. I'm just calling to say thank you so much. Hello.
Yes. Thank you.
For
Appreciate
having
you.
Mr. Blackman on. This is a very informative show, and I appreciate you, Mr. McGraw, and you, Mr. Blackman. Thank you so very much.
All right. And we
I'm
appreciate
learning a
you.
lot, and I just wish all the young people was right here today listening. Thank you so very much to both of you gentlemen.
Thank you so much for listening. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you get a chance to watch this show again. We're going to have it on YouTube probably by the end of the week, so you can go on YouTube at CAN TV Nonprofit Services and Google it, or go on the McGraw Report at gmail.com and see the show. So, Mr. Blakemore, now they have a whole lot of systems going on, and we're going to take one more caller real quick and talk about it. Caller, go ahead. You're on the McGraw Report.
Hi.
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 Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you?
My name is Laura, and I'm all right. Now, what I think is these children, these kids are looking at too much of this internet and this phone. They're like it's brainwashing them. They don't want to talk to human beings. You know, the older people who could help them. And they just, you know, they're like brainwashed. They're like zombies.
Yes, caller. Is it okay?
Yes. Go
Yes.
ahead.
I agree with you, but I challenge the young people today. You know, we old people. I'm an elder. I'm 75 now, and the old people, we have dropped the ball. We must take some of the responsibility for our youth, that the way they are. Now you ask them. You say, can you tweet yourself out of poverty? Can you email yourself out of poverty? Can you Facebook yourself out of poverty? They need to go back to basics. All this new media, I'm not anti-new media. I need to be real smart and savvy. I can't do all of it, but you got to be analytical. So when these young people challenge the old people and say you're old school, you don't know, you got all the answers. They got all the answers. We've been there and done that. And ask them, say you are smart, you on that little phone all the time, tweet yourself a job. Tweet yourself a good education. Email and text yourself freedom in America. It's a struggle that's going on. And if this social media can deliver you, good. I don't think it will. You got to go back to the old basics. The songs say, we shall overcome one day. First, you got to realize where you are, who you are, how you got here, and where you want to go. Because how did black people get in the situation they're in? I'm going to say this, and it might insult some people. What did the master make on the plantation? When that man said, my name is Kunta Kinte, he beat him so he surrendered and say, my name is Toby. So Toby became what alphabet? On the plantation. We must realize that we have to change. No white person gonna change us. Realize what we was made on that plantation. What alphabet? Once you surrender that he came here knowing his history. He came here as a black enslaved man. They beat him and made him submissive. And he ended up Toby when he was Kunta Kinte. We need more Kunta Kintes here. We need black leadership here. Because once you get on a horse's back, the first thing that horse gonna do is buck you off of it. If he don't buck you, you can ride him the rest of his life. So we're in now the legacy of slavery. That's what's happening here.
Thank you so much.
It's still happening here.
So much, Mr. Blakemore. I want to thank you, Chicago, for tuning in to the McGraw Report. We really enjoyed you this
And
season.
thank you, sir.
And Mr. Blakemore, as always, has been another exciting guest on the show.
Sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
This has been
appreciate
enlightening.
your candor, and we appreciate your honesty, and we appreciate all of the knowledge of history that you share with our viewership. And we want to thank you, Chicago, for tuning in. The McGraw Foundation appreciates CAN TV and all the opportunities to bring this show to you each and every year. This is our 8th season, and we're looking forward to being back again. So I just want to thank you once again. This is Mr. George Blakemore.
And thank you, black people, for turning on and listening to me. And may God bless each one of you. And in return, you bless somebody else. And you know that black life really matters.
And I'm
God
Harry
bless.
McGraw. God bless you and take care. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you.